Bro, you
6 years.
coach so hard at CG the other day.
What?
We were saying,
What'd you
like,
do?
we were saying like, oh, like everyone, we're gonna. Oh, so for jokes, we were trying to figure out how to like separate our groups, and then like someone was like, oh, like places you're from, and then like you're like laughing with me because you're like, oh my god, we're just gonna be together again, and then you're like, anybody else from Texas? And I'm like, Jolyn, we're both international students.
No, because they said explicitly like regions in the U.S. Did you
Oh, they
not
did?
listen? Yeah.
Why did they say
no.
that though?
I
That's
think they
not
just.
inclusive.
I feel like they forgot about.
Welcome back to the TTYL podcast, guys. My name is I'm the host, Adrian, and I'm joined by two very special friends. Do you guys want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Megan.
I'm Jolyn.
Is that all you're gonna say about yourself?
Oh, we met via church in
Yes.
like a community group. So now we're all friends.
Yay.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, Sarah is gonna be taking a bit of a break, so I will be running the whole show for a bit. So if you see any unhinged content, I apologize. But you gotta do what you do to make the podcast go on.
Period
So thank you. So today's episode, we're talking about kind of like international experiences. Can we call it that?
Yes.
Yes.
Like how we ended up in America.
Our immigration story.
Our immigration story. How we
Yeah.
obtained our.
We should talk about what kind of like rights we have in the country. Like, wait.
Do you actually know off the top of your head?
As in
You
like,
said
are we
jail?
here, guys? Please.
Yes. Keep going.
Would it be awkward if
because
I?
it's our digital footprint that's out there in this political climate. I think we should be like, I am a permanent resident.
Yeah.
Well,
What are y'all?
I'm an American citizen.
Wait, I'm also.
Oh, you are?
Oh my god, yeah.
Wait,
oh my
you're
god,
the only
Jolene's
one
in
not?
trouble. Jolene's in trouble.
Am I?
Are you not?
Are you a permanent resident?
I am.
Oh,
Okay.
she is. Okay,
See?
she's fine.
We're all fine.
I am. I have
We're
a green
fine.
card. So like the other day, I was like on the train to Williamsburg, and I saw this guy with a hat that says "green card marriage." I really wanted to talk to him, but I didn't. I resisted all the temptations.
Well, what did you
but
guys talk to him about?
We would have been at Oxford study.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know if we want that
Okay.
for myself.
It's giving 90 Day Fiance vibes.
Honestly,
Oh.
sometimes I think about that too because how did they find these people on 90 Day Fiance? Like, do you have to sign up?
You definitely have to sign
It's
up.
free clout.
Yeah.
Would you
Have
not
you seen
do it?
Ed?
Oh.
Yeah, but like, do you sign?
Are you-
Did Ed signed up thinking that he was like not cute and like is the uglier fiance? Do you know? Like, he's like
No, I know what you mean.
Does he sign up thinking that, or does he just like sign up because he wants to meet a hot like baddie? From
I think it's
somewhere?
that. I feel like he does not have the self-awareness to know
Damn.
that he's like.
Have
oh,
you guys watched a lot of that?
I've seen clips.
No, I've only
seen a
seen
lot of
clips.
clips. Mm.
Yeah.
Poor man, may he find love.
I think he did.
Oh, he did?
He's
did?
on like consecutive seasons of
Wait,
like
so
90 Day Fiance.
it's over?
He just goes around. Like he just
Oh.
like he has like
Oh,
multiple
he's gonna
fiancés.
pass around different fiancés.
Wait, do you feel
Maybe
like
he is.
they
I don't
fake
remember.
his content to get the ratings up? You know what I mean? Like pretend
for
you guys
sure,
are in
for
love,
sure.
and then like the contract says like, oh, you guys are like allowed to like divorce or some shit afterwards. You know
Wait,
what I
yeah,
mean?
that. Wait, I
like
thought that was
like the love is staged.
yeah.
Wait, am I tripping?
I don't think they were in love.
No, that's what I'm saying. Oh, never mind.
Like, I think it's
Fuck
very.
this.
I was gonna say I think it's very scripted,
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah, it's
sure,
definitely
for sure,
scripted.
for
like
sure.
The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Asians never get a chance.
Period.
Anyways, I said we want to get off sidetracked.
How do we?
Wait,
get
I
there?
think that pertains to the conversation.
You know what? You're right. Where are you guys?
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. For context, of the audience, where are you guys from?
Do I start?
Yeah,
I'm
you
from
can start.
Taiwan.
Oh, okay. And where have you lived?
I've lived in Shanghai. I've lived in Houston. Shout out Sugarland, Texas. And then I lived in Austin for college. I went to UT Austin. Shout out Hookem.
Anything else you want
Wait,
to shout out?
Hookem. I actually don't know. Scratch that. And then now I live in New York City.
Wow. She's
Shout
Mrs.
out.
Worldwide.
Mrs. Worldwide for sure.
Shout
It's
out,
literally Taiwan, Texas. Oh, in Shanghai. I
That's
forgot about
worldwide.
that.
Damn.
That's quite a lot.
Put our city down. All right, Megan. What about you?
Okay, I'm from Hong Kong,
Great.
and then I've also lived in Wisconsin. Shout out Badgers. I forgot our mascot for a second.
Do you
And
guys
then
have
I'm here.
a sound you guys make? Like
no.
Texas is like Hookem.
Yeah. And
don't
if we
have
did
one, no.
mascots, I would have said Longhorns, but I blinked out.
Shout out
No.
Hookem.
Shout out
We do jump around. You know what that is? Like the
No.
song.
No.
Do you
Or
want,
like a
I'm not
fight
going to
song?
demonstrate it. I'm not going to demonstrate
I
it.
thought jump
It's
around
a
is
really
like
white
you
thing.
hop around.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they play the song, and then during the
gosh.
football game, it's like I don't know what quarter. Like guys, don't come for me. But you just like start jumping around. That's it to the song, but it's like not on rhythm because yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Slay.
Anyways, and now you're in New York City.
Yeah, and I'm in New York City. Thank you.
Adrian, what about you?
I was born in Americas, but I grew up in Shanghai for all my life.
Period.
And then I went to Indiana for college, super slay.
Slay.
And then now I'm in New York. Shout out. If I say a Boilermaker, do you guys know what that is?
What?
It's literally, you guys know the mascot? Wait, no. Do you guys know the person in a train that shovels coal into a train?
Yes.
Yes.
That is our mascot.
What is it called?
Oh dear
A
God.
Boilermaker.
Oh yeah. I know.
Oh,
You
wait,
went to
because
Purdue.
we're, yeah.
Yeah,
our
'cause my mom
schools
went
are
there.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Shout out
Lore. Lore.
Megan's mom.
Shout out to my mom.
Both went to like a tier 3, tier 2. I'm calling it tier 3 because I don't really know the Taiwanese education system. So I'm going to say tier 2, tier 3, like college. And like they worked super hard. And my dad like used to like, he like apparently like back in his day, that's what he says. Like he would like take his resume, like a physical copy, and go to every single company, try to get a job. And he did that for like this like international company from like Switzerland or something.
Dang.
And then he got the offer, and then like they said, well, if you want to work here, you need to know English. So he went to school after work to learn English every single day.
What the hell?
And then he then worked at Exxon, which is why I became an expat kid.
Wow. Wait, that's such a cool story.
Yeah, that's part of my. And then at one of that company, that's where my parents met because my mom was an accountant.
At Exxon?
Oh.
I don't think it was Exxon. It was the one before he went to Exxon.
Oh, I see.
I could also be
see.
wrong. I don't know their timeline.
I mean, that makes sense that they met after you became an expat kid. Wait.
Wait.
Before.
So were they both expats?
Wait, so basically, no. The expat is like when I was like 6, but like basically, like my dad worked super hard, my mom worked super hard, and then they met like at work. She was the accountant, and then he worked at Exxon or something, and then I was born, and then like 6 years later, they were like, "You're going to China," and then he was like, "Okay, slay." So he went to China, and together we went to China.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
Good love story. Wait, but Megan, your dad
Wait.
go to America too?
No. So my story is a little weird because I'm technically a third gen immigrant. So my grandparents.
Oh, what the heck?
She just has to one of all of us.
You know, I
She's
don't.
like, no.
I don't think she's an international
Wait,
student.
actually, maybe I need to get kicked out of the pod.
She's just American.
I'm a US
You're the
citizen.
only person with the American passport here. Like, I think
Wait,
I'm
do
the
you
only
know?
No, I have
person.
American passport.
He also him also.
Why
Cut
did I
that
think you
out.
did it?
Yeah, we gotta make her seem like a villain.
I'm
Sorry,
clearly
continue.
not
You're a
American. I can't speak
third
English.
Generation immigrant.
Oh yeah, so my grandparents moved to the US when they were like 22, 23 or something. And then they started in like the restaurant biz or whatever.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and then they also moved with like one of my great uncles too. So it was like their family and my grandparents. So then they started, and then they were in Illinois. And then they basically
really random.
So they had my mom, who's the oldest daughter, and then 2 sons, so my uncles. But then they were kind of poor. So basically what happened is they sent my mom back to Hong Kong, I think, for her grandma to take care of. So my mom grew up in Hong Kong while her brothers grew up in the US.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
I think.
That is
okay, I
wild.
don't know if the lore is right, but I think that's the gist of it.
Wait.
And then I might be just spilling like random facts. But anyways, so then she grew up there, and then they kind of got richer because they went into the jewelry business for some reason. I don't
Oh.
They
know.
pivoted.
Okay,
They have a
anyway,
restaurant,
pivoted.
and
They
next door is the
lateral-
jewelry.
They did a lot of move to the jewelry business.
Exactly.
Sounds like money laundering to me. Sorry, continue.
I don't know how they got started in that. Okay, so basically they did that, and then they were like, "Okay, I'm richer now. I can take back my daughter." So my mom moved back in like
back
4th grade. Okay, and then she lived in the U.S. for 12 years, went to Purdue, and then after college,
Wow.
she's like, "I can't find a job in the U.S." So then she went back to Hong Kong, met my dad, and then she's like, "Actually, I need to get married here." Oh, my dad's from Shanghai, by the way. And then
Oh,
they
you're
got married.
part Chinese?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm part
Oh.
Chinese. I guess I don't really say that though.
I know it's kind of weird, but
Yeah, it's
I
kinda
just
weird.
didn't know that about your lore.
I'm Canto. But anyways, so yeah, that happened, and then they had me, and it's too late to move by then.
Do you have
Wait.
siblings?
I do. I have a younger brother,
Oh.
also born in Hong Kong.
Do you
That's the lore.
Do you know if your grandparents are like not they feel bad, but like, are they like, why did you go back to Hong Kong? Or like,
why did
they came all the way here to like give your mom a life, and then she just like.
That's true, but you can't really blame her because she only lived
Literally
here for
couldn't
like
find a job.
12 years.
That's fair.
And also, I don't know how the citizenship thing worked. Like, I don't know if she already had citizenship when she graduated college, but yeah, she just like couldn't find a job. So then she went home, and then she found a good job. She's like, I want to stay here, you know?
That's fair.
You know?
Oh my
So she
gosh.
still has a good life. I
That's
mean,
fair. No, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah,
That's fair.
so like I don't think my grandparents really care. They just want her to be happy, you know. And then my uncle eventually also moved back to Hong Kong. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know.
So they're
Dude,
like,
I don't freaking know.
why did they come to America?
Yeah. Oh, so my mom and her brother, one of her brothers, the one that lives in Hong Kong, they both speak like fluent Cantonese. The other brother is like does not speak Cantonese.
Wait, that is so weird.
I know, it's kind of weird, right? I don't know how that works, but pretty much, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Wait, and your grandparents are still here?
Still here in Illinois. Shout out Illinois.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I know.
Family reunions must be really fun.
Yeah, I know.
It must be so hard to get everyone.
Oh, it's so hard.
Aw.
It's kind of like random, but
Aw,
we try to make it work. You
That's
know?
cute.
Do you think your Cantonese is better than your uncle's?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Wow.
I'm like
Wait, she grew up
fluent
in Hong
though.
Kong. Wait,
That is my first language.
so
I just
yeah,
sped.
I was gonna. Ew, the fuck. I was gonna ask,
Crop that. Okay,
what
anyway.
is everyone's first language? Like, what do you consider your first language?
Mandarin.
Mandarin. Yours is
Yeah.
Canto.
I feel like mine's Canto, but I don't know.
I
Maybe
feel
both.
like mine is like Mandarin too, but I learned both at the same time, like from the
Oh.
very beginning, same time.
Really? Like in your family, like your parents spoke like English to you?
Well, it's because like, so I went to like a preschool for like 6 months in Texas. Mm-hmm. The fuck. And then obviously my parents are speaking Mandarin at home, but I spent like 6 months in Texas before they shipped us off to Shanghai.
Oh.
Are you also an expat kid?
Yeah, I'm an expat kid because I was born in Iowa. Very random. What? I know. I was born in Iowa.
What even is there in Iowa?
Very,
No
very tall
offense.
white people apparently.
Oh my god, is that where
Oh.
all the Scandinavian people are? Like I was talking to someone recently in DC
hell?
and she was like, there's like a Scandinavian town in this like state in the United States where like everyone's like from the Scandinavian heritage, so everyone's like super tall. And they still have a lot of like Scandinavian like traditions that they uphold in their little towns.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
It could be Iowa.
I'm gonna look up if Scandinavians like growing potatoes because that's all they do there.
Isn't
Wait,
that
no, I thought
Idaho?
yeah, Idaho.
Fuck. I don't know what.
Bro, you
I
were
don't know what
born there?
Iowa. Wait, literally, I have no ties to Iowa. I visited once when we were college, like touring,
Yeah.
and my mom was like, "That's gonna be your safety school if you can't get into college." And I'm like,
And you were like,
Really?
no, Iowa, I don't want to be there.
You didn't
Yeah.
think about like Texas?
"No, wait." So, Lore in junior year, my mom was like, "We're taking you back to Texas, so you can like graduate high school in Texas."
So you could get that in-state tuition.
Yes.
Because that's what I did.
Oh, that's smart.
Tips
That's smart.
for
wait,
you
but
all.
you have no ties to Texas though, from like
So
previously.
there's a Texas rule. I don't know if it still exists, but it existed in 2019, where if you graduated from a Texas high school, and like you like were in that school for like 1 or 2 years, I don't know the rules exactly, but if you have that diploma from a Texas high school, you get in-state tuition, regardless
No, I
of
think
like
that
your
makes sense.
status, like
Yeah.
immigration
Wait,
status.
that's actually very forward thinking of Texas.
Yeah. And that's really clutch too.
That was so clutch because like my university all 4 years was probably like 40 something K.
Wait, is that the only reason why you moved to Texas?
Well, no, I was expated to.
Oh, so you're
Houston.
actually like expated to Texas?
Yeah, I was
Like,
expated
you're-
like
okay.
3 times.
So it's
Growing
worth
up.
it to like move there early on for the
Wait,
in-state tuition.
Well, we didn't do that for that. We found out like later on because my parents were
Oh.
ready to
Oh,
pay
it's like a
international
pleasant surprise.
fee. Yeah, and then like I applied, and then I was like, I don't want to pay like 40K a year. So I was like, I'm gonna find a way, and then I did find a way. I like looked at the fine
Dang.
lines. That's when I knew I was meant to do HR. I was like,
When she got
found her
expated to-
passion.
That's why.
I just needed to read the fine lines to find a way to pay less.
Your job career is really just the sum of all your traumas.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think who hurt me. Honestly, maybe.
Expat life.
Expat life.
Which is such. I have a really good question that I was gonna ask about, like being like expat or
Wait,
like
you
kind of
should
like our
ask right
identity.
now.
Huh?
You should
Yeah.
ask right now.
I'm segueing into it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She's
I didn't know it was your
introducing the
podcast.
question.
Goddamn. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
joking.
trying
I'm
to
joking.
be
I'm
It's your
joking.
host,
I'm
Joel.
joking.
podcast
I'm
guest.
joking.
But I was gonna ask, like,
Please.
segueing a little bit, but like, since like we all have like a lot of international experience, would you guys consider yourself as an international student based on like, you know how like on TikTok there's like this whole trend about like, oh, the rich international kids from China.
Oh, yeah.
And like, do you feel like you associate yourself with that identity, or do you feel like there's a separate like like term or like sphere for like these like kids that are like international but grew up in an international school, etc., etc.?
There's a lot to unpack here, but we can start with your first part. Like, what do we consider ourselves?
Yes, you can start.
So, funny enough, when I moved to Indiana for the first time, I'm jumping into a story, sorry.
No, that's good.
I would introduce myself from Shanghai for only the first week of school. Because
Really?
literally everybody at orientation would ask me, like, oh, like, so how do you know English? And, like,
Totally.
and
Yeah.
that, I know, like, now, like, they just don't know. Like, truly, they just don't know.
Yeah.
But like back then, I was like, wow, they're very ignorant, you know. So like, I started saying like I'm from Texas, which I like kind of have to,
Yeah.
because my parents like raised us in Texas a little bit. But then like I started saying Texas, and like I didn't get the questions anymore, and I felt like safer almost. And oh my god, this one kid in my oh my god, this pissed me off so much. So orientation was like 2 days after I got to Indiana, so I was like jet lagged as fuck. And then this kid goes like, oh, like I'm so jet lagged, I moved from California. And then in my mind I was like, are you fucking serious? You're like 4 hours ahead maybe, and you're like complaining of jet lag? I'm like in a whole different time zone right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my experience, like introduced like my identity at first.
Wait,
But
even
right
to
now,
other Asians though, like you would still say you're from Texas.
I didn't meet that many Asians at first.
Oh,
Just because, like, so that was like another part. Like, I got to Indiana and I was like, wow, this is like truly
because
just.
you weren't even in college at that point.
No, I was in college.
Oh, you were in college.
This is like orientation of college.
Was there not that many Asians?
No.
at Purdue?
I feel
Whoa.
like there are a lot of Asians at that school.
I think you need to find the pockets. But like, if you just go to orientation.
Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah.
I was like the only Asian kid in my group.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. That was our orientation too.
Yeah.
I think.
But I don't know, 2 other Asians. I actually hung out with like international students for a little bit, and I felt a little comfort. But then the barrier there was I wasn't like fully international either, you know?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Because like
yes.
international school experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
yes.
just like, so right now I consider myself, I like proudly say I'm like from Shanghai, but it's only with a specific group of people. Like with Asians, I say I'm from Shanghai, but like my work, for example, which like predominantly like Caucasian, I say I'm from Texas.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
Maybe
like
I
that's
just
like
have-
code switching.
a little bit.
What'd you think? Okay.
Maybe I have like, I don't know, some unprocessed insecurities. But please, you two go ahead.
Wait, I can't even say I'm from like anywhere else. I have no options. I
Wait,
only,
but you're American.
yeah, but like
you can say
I can't
I'm from
say
USA.
I'm from USA, but they're gonna be like, what state? I'm like,
Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong. Did you know that one?
In fact, the British colony.
Yeah. It's like 50 seconds there or whatever. Yeah, but I only said I'm from Hong Kong, but like I fully expected people to be like, oh, that's so cool, like that's really far away, like how do you know English, like blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I went to international school, learned English there, but like English is our second language in Hong Kong, like everyone learns it, blah blah blah, the whole spiel. But then eventually I started hanging out with Asians, and it's fine because I just say I'm from Hong Kong. You
Wait,
know?
did you ever get the question like, where's your accent?
Oh, I get mistaken for like Californian all the time.
No, same.
Yep.
Same.
They'll be like, "Are you from Cali?"
Area.
I'm like, "No, not
This
at
is how the
all."
international kids sound.
Yeah, just all people
Yes.
from my school sound like that.
But I was gonna say, because like, so when I went to international school, it was like first grade, right? So then like,
This is Concordia. Right
no,
now?
this was SCIS. So this was my first
You went to
expat.
SCIS?
Yes, I was in SCIS,
Oh my
Shanghai Community
God.
International School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was there before they built like that bougie playground. It's really nice. I played on it in
Sheesh.
second grade. But okay, so
Second grade.
like in SCIS, so I went and I was in ESL because I didn't speak any English because I like came from Taiwan, right? And so then like my teachers were like, well, for them to pick up English quickly, you need to let them watch shows without any Chinese subtitles.
Oh yeah, I used to do that.
So I watched so much like Disney, like
Oh my
Hannah
gosh.
Montana, Good Luck Charlie, all of that.
It really
and
works.
that's where I think I picked up my accent.
Same. That's exactly where I picked up my accent
And
too.
you know where those are filmed? Probably California.
California.
Yep. Hollywood.
So I think that's why all international students sound like they're from California.
That is so
Dang.
interesting.
No, you know, I have a funny story about this because my brother's accent is very different from mine. He sounds a lot more local Hong Kong than me. And the reason why, I asked my mom this, and she's like, it's because you were stupid. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And then she was like, okay, so like back in the day, you didn't know how to like switch on the Chinese caption or like the Chinese voiceover on your remote because you just stuck with English because you didn't know how to do it. But your brother knew how to switch on the Chinese voiceover. He like found out a way because he hated the English voiceover. So he like switched on the Chinese one.
I love
and now
he hated
doesn't
the
have
English voiceover. That was the original voice.
I know, yeah, the voice, the English voice.
Wait, so he like his English sounds Canto-y?
He sounds a little more Canto-y than mine, but then he went to international school after a while, and I think he like acclimated to that.
Oh, I
so
see.
so it's still like a little similar now, but
Wait,
Yeah.
even like so it's interesting because like my cousin goes to international school in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
But it's more like British based, and he has like a British
oh
accent.
yeah.
Wait, that's actually quite
Yeah.
It
sick.
throws me off.
He's like, hello.
Literally, no, it's like a mix of like English and like American and British.
I mean, yeah, there's like French international schools, like British,
Yes,
Australian.
Dulwich. Wait, is that?
I was thinking like, wait, I don't even know what the name is, like Helen or something. I forgot.
Kellen.
Helen.
I don't really know. Okay. I don't really know Hong Kong International School other than
Oh
HKIS.
yeah, there's only HKIS and like
Yeah.
what CIS or something. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I went to a small one. It's Canadian, so
Oh,
So do
nor.
you sound like?
Sorry.
I don't think Canadians
Bart?
sound like that.
Sorry, what
Sorry.
what was I doing?
you
I
said
sound
sorry.
Australian.
I said nor. Oh, that's Australian.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I know
AIS.
Canadians say like instead of saying like bag, they say like
Bag.
bag.
Or
Yeah.
roof. Is that a roof?
Oh,
Am I tripping? I think they say roof.
I think you're right.
I have to go fix my roof.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought that's a Midwest thing. It's not.
Midwest is just.
It's just
I don't think
class.
they have an accent. Class.
Class.
About to go to class.
Oh wow.
The A sound is like it. Anyways.
Anyways.
I
So,
was gonna add on to what you said, Adrian,
No,
but I also
please.
tell people that I'm from Texas, even though I've lived there for like
bro, you
6
code
years.
switched and so hard at CG the other day.
What?
We were saying,
What'd you
like,
do?
We were saying like, oh, like everyone, we're gonna. Oh, so for jokes, we were trying to figure out how to like separate our groups, and then like someone was like, oh, like places you're from, and then like you're like laughing with me because you're like, oh my god, we're just gonna be together again, and then you're like, anybody else from Texas? And I'm like, Jolyn, we're both international students.
No, because they said explicitly like regions in the U.S. Did you
they
not
did?
listen? Yeah.
Why did they
Oh,
say
no.
that though?
I
That's
think they
not
just
inclusive.
I feel like they forgot about.
Damn, you could have stuck together.
Wait, no, I think it's kind of our
The
fault because we say like
We do say that
we
we're
say
from Texas a
and-
lot.
Yeah, but then you're from Hong Kong.
Wait,
right?
so yeah, when you got into the CG, did you say Texas too?
I'm pretty sure I said Texas.
you said Texas.
Because okay, so like a part of me, like I feel like I didn't grow up in Taiwan that long.
Oh.
Like, and if I did grow up in Taiwan, it was like when I was like 2. So like I really don't have any like like I do feel like a lot
Fond
of
memories.
pride being a Taiwanese person, but I don't feel like I have the quote unquote like firm rights to be like, yeah, I'm a Taiwanese girl. Like, because I'm like, I don't feel like I am the typical Taiwanese girl in that way. Like, I feel like there's a lot of cultural things I don't understand. Like, what's trendy, what apps they use. Like, I don't really know much. I think my identity, even though I am not American, is a little bit more like inclined to be like American than a Taiwanese girl.
Interesting.
So I say, and also similarly, I say like I'm from Texas because it's much easier when you have like small groups instead of being like, oh, I'm from Taiwan, and they're like, oh my god, your English is so good.
And then have the whole
Wait, you
conversation
see what
again.
I mean? I think it's like something like we don't want people to say that to us.
I feel like it's like a little. Like I feel like it's like if it's someone you're meeting for the first time, it's so
Yeah.
private to like give
No.
out your
Yeah.
whole life story. Like, oh, I was an expat in Shanghai, and
Yeah,
then like
yeah,
I went to
yeah.
international school. Like, I feel like if today I'm only gonna meet you like once or twice, then like you just need to know I'm from Texas.
Actually, you know
Exactly.
what? My dad would do this because he's like also expatty. But
Expatty.
so when he likes to talk to like Uber drivers when we like take Ubers when we're traveling and stuff, and then like he used to say like, oh, I was like, oh, where are you guys like from? And then my dad would just be like, oh, it's a long story, but Texas. That's what he says now.
Yeah. I think it's like they don't need to know my business.
That's
So
fair.
I just give them the most generic answer I can
That's
find.
fair.
Should I just say Wisconsin then from now on?
Wait,
No, if,
Where are you from? Wisconsin? I know nothing about Wisconsin.
They're gonna be like, oh my god, I love that city. Do you know the city? And you'll be
Wait,
like, yeah.
Wisconsin's famous for cheese, right?
Cheese,
Yeah.
milk, really good ice
But
cream.
you don't like cheese.
I don't even like cheese. Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I barely drink milk. I drink like soy.
Oh,
Oh,
And like oat, maybe. I don't know.
you know what else is in Wisconsin?
What?
Epic Instrument. Their whole headquarters there.
Oh yeah. Their campus is really cool.
Their campus is super cool.
like the
Yeah,
medical,
the
Yeah.
medical.
MR. Oh, God.
I
They
have a lot
have
of friends
like
that
a
work there.
Disney like
Sponsor
themed
us,
rooms or
please.
all that stuff.
Yeah, I went to the campus and it's insane. Yeah, please sponsor us.
very
But
cool.
also,
Epic Instruments sponsoring us.
Sponsor my hospital.
hey, he works in
Please.
healthcare.
He works in healthcare. We
These
work in
scrubs.
HR.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so I was gonna. Oh, sorry. I'm also gonna add on to your point.
Yes.
So I feel like when I would say like I was American, I feel like there weren't enough like American experiences in my life that other Americans would have experienced for me to say that.
Right.
Like for example, I never watched Forrest Gump until I was like 20 years old.
Is that an American
I know,
experience?
but it's just like that.
yeah.
Like,
What do you define as an American experience? Like prom.
Getting your driver's license.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
I didn't-
I experienced that.
I didn't get that shit until 20.
I don't have that shit.
Wow. But like no, but like you know, like kids are just like, oh, like I like drive and shit, and I'm like, wow, like
Oh, yeah.
I take the subway, you know.
I think it's also different based on where you went to school in the U.S.
That's
like
fair.
if today
That's fair.
you're from New York, like what's the point? Like if you went to school in New York and you're from New York, like what's really the point of getting a license? But if like you're in like Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
No, and that's why I feel like New York is such a big destination for like international students because a lot of us who grew up in cities and whatnot, this
Yeah.
feels the most similar to like our
Facts.
environment,
Facts,
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to like acclimate to.
right? Versus like if you grew up in the States and you came in here, you're like, oh my god, it's like a lot. But like for me in Shanghai, like this just feels like
yes. That's
Like
such a
regular.
big thing. Yeah. Like a lot of people are like, oh my God, New York is so overwhelming, which I think it is because of the
is.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the city itself isn't that intimidating to me. It's
Yeah.
overwhelming, but I don't think it's like overwhelming in an intimidating way because I'm
Right.
like, I grew up in a
Yeah.
Yeah.
urban city.
Yeah.
okay,
I
wait.
agree.
So we're gonna pivot a little bit because I'm watching the time.
Yeah.
What was everyone's experiences when you guys arrived in America for the first time?
Wait, I need to like recall. I mean, I came for like straight into college.
Wait, had you visited America before then?
Oh yeah. Actually, well, I do come to America like almost every summer when I was younger.
Let's talk about college then.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you probably had not been to Wisconsin.
Well, I do. Okay, I have been in Wisconsin before because my uncle lives there.
Oh.
But so that was the reason why I applied to Wisconsin because it was close to family, right? Because my grandparents are in Illinois and then
I
my
see.
uncle's in like Milwaukee. So that was like close enough, and I didn't want to apply to like other schools. Like UC's like was super intimidating for me because I like barely go to California, and then I barely go to New York and stuff. So like the coasts were like kind of not really there for me. So it's either like Illinois or like Wisconsin. But when I first came, I mean, I just thought it was like really white. And I was like, oh, okay.
Where the Asians at?
I was like, yeah, where are the Asians at? But at the same time, I didn't want to just hang around only Asians at the time.
That's fair.
Because I grew up with Asians and I was like, oh, let me like, cast my net wider, like get to know different people and stuff. I mean, eventually I only hung out with Asians, but then that was the intent at first. I was like, I wanted to meet more different people, which I did kind of, through my classes and stuff. But I mean, eventually I just realized like I have no common experience with them. So it was really hard for me to like relate to the majority of the population there. But I did feel very comfortable with the Asian Americans in Wisconsin.
I see.
But
Jolyn, because you moved in high school, right?
Yeah, I moved in 10th grade because my dad got an expat job.
That's pretty crazy, low key.
Right?
Like the
And
transition.
Instead of putting me in a private school, my parents were like, what about public school?
oh yeah, you went straight to a public school?
Y'all, that was a crazy
Y'all.
experience. It's okay, like not to sound spoiled or anything. Actually, I don't think it's gonna be spoiled at all. But it's like because of the expat trips, like I went to private school growing up, like international
Yeah.
schools all along.
Yeah.
So then being thrown in public school
That's
was a
crazy.
whole different experience. And on top of that, it's a public school in Texas, so like people usually just stay there. So people have known each other since they were in kindergarten, basically.
Yeah.
Granted, the city I lived in, Sugarland, was like 70% Asian. So my high school was like 60, 70% Asian. So it wasn't like a big like cultural shock for me, but it's just like really hard to at first to like make connections and friends because everyone had their friend group since like middle school, elementary school,
So
etc.
how'd you find friends?
I honestly don't remember, but shout out to the girls. Shout out to the girls in academic decathlon because honestly, truly, they were amazing and
Academic
like
decathlon? That's crazy.
that was like a random class that I like signed up for,
that's
and
kinda
like
cute.
so like some of the girls also moved in 10th grade. I don't know why all the girls be moving in 10th grade, but like there were some other
like
girls
away?
who moved into Clemens High School. Shout out. That place is sinking.
Oh.
Like
like
the foundation.
okay, I thought you meant the school was like doing bad.
Wait, like,
Well, so basically it's like sinking because the foundation of the building is bad.
I got
and
you.
everyone's
Wait, like,
joking.
actually
like actually sinking. So people are like, oh, hell is reclaiming Clemens High School.
oh my god.
Slay.
Because it's a horrible place. It's like super hella competitive because of like all of the Asian students there. But like it didn't feel like a big culture shock because everyone was Asian. But then I got to experience like what you see on like YouTube, like, oh, prom, homecoming.
Oh yeah, that's
I
crazy.
had that American experience, like getting my permit, my driver's license.
Wow.
But what
and
about
all
like
that.
culturally? Did you feel like you had to like when you moved? Were you like, did you take time to assimilate, or do you feel like there was no like like barrier at all?
I think because it was high school and you had that college in mind that you don't have time to like figure that out. You just need to like suck it up.
Oh shit!
But I
Wow.
remember crying so much my first year
oh, Joanne.
because it's like I wasn't used to the curriculum. Like it's different from international school, even
Yeah,
though you
for
might
sure.
think it's
Most def.
similar. But and I had like I don't really have that many friends. I can't really leave my apartment because like I don't drive.
Can't
them.
drive yet. Oh, that's true.
The first year was rough, but I found good people and then like the rest went on. I went to UT Austin, which is a great school. So
But then, like, did you feel like it was hard for you to like drop everything behind because you had like all your friends before? And I feel like 10th grade is like a hard time to like move
Bro,
somewhere
if I
else.
was in 10th grade and I had to move to Texas, I'd
I'd
be
cry
fucking
so
pissed.
hard.
Holy
Really?
shit!
I think
so
I was
hard.
ready to move because I
Oh.
went to a bilingual school. Shout out another one. Kang
Yeah,
Chao.
shout out your
Shout out count like 6.
And like Kang Chao International School or bilingual school. I don't know what they're called now. But like it was an interesting international sized bilingual school, but I didn't think that it would have prepared. It prepared some people very well, but I don't think it would have prepared me personally very well for college. Like it wasn't the type of education that I personally wanted for myself. So I like when my parents they presented the opportunity. They're like, I got this expat opportunity. Would you be down? Even though they probably already made up their mind, but
That's
they gave it to us as an
insane.
opportunity, and I said,
Wow.
sure, why not? And granted, I've moved every 2 to 3 years of my life, so like that was the 3-year mark, and I think my body was ready to move.
Wow.
Bro, that's wild. And it's not even to like California. It's something. It's to like Texas.
Wait, but like I think Texas, despite its reputation, is quite Asian actually, especially the
No,
big
I-
cities.
I can see that.
Like Dallas,
Houston.
Houston, Austin, so many Asians.
Yeah, that
But
makes
yeah.
sense.
I do love Texas though.
You're a huge Texas girl.
I am. I was gonna say I'm so big, but like that makes no sense. But like I do.
So huge.
I'm humongous, but like I love I like the people in Texas.
Yeah.
Like there are some
Southern hospitality.
Southern hospitality. I loved my college. I loved UT Austin. The people there were amazing. School was so fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, no hate.
Yeah, even to
Slay.
like give more credit to Texas, like our neighbors know that we're like international and like they're like super nice to us. They like love our dog and willing to take care of us and whatnot. So
Wow.
yeah. All right. Because we are
In the
actually
interest of time.
in the
In the
interest of
interest of
time,
time?
I have a couple more questions. I'm curious about y'all's opinions because I feel like
Ooh,
this is an
opinions.
international experience. What do you guys consider home / like? Do you guys see America as kind of like you're visiting this place, or do you feel like you're living in this place?
Oh my god, I love this question.
Please.
So I'm gonna say home is where my parents are right now until I get married and have children of my own. Yeah. So my home right now is Taiwan because that's where my parents are. But I think once I get married and I settle here, then like my home will be here. And that follows up to your other question. Like, do I see America as a stopping place? I think I see it as like a permanent residence, like based on my future, like where
Yeah.
my husband will be
Really?
and where we
That's
want to
so
raise our
interesting.
children. And I think given the current path, it seems like America will be more of a long-term thing rather than like a pit stop.
Interesting. What about you, Megan?
Yeah, I also think home is Hong Kong for sure, just because I grew up there for so long and my parents are there. Majority of my family's there. But I do think this is also a home for, like, I think the US is also a home for me just because I also know that I'm going to stay here long term. And I sometimes say, like, hey, maybe I will go back to Hong Kong, but the chances are pretty unlikely, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I'm really considering going back. I think, yeah, in terms of like future and like, you know, meeting a partner here and like settling and stuff. And I think even when I was in college, like closer to junior year, I was already like, okay, yeah, I think I'm going to stay in the US. Like I already kind of made up my mind at that point. So I think this is also a home for me. I don't know about like New York, but I think US in general.
New York.
I can't imagine raising children.
No, do not raise children here. I feel like it's
I
so
saw
weird.
someone doing their like pre-algebra homework on the subway, and like,
Come on.
no, I literally looked at it and I was like, I actually don't know how to solve that. Like, I was like, why is
Yeah,
it
because
X
they're
and
smart.
Y?
They got that New York grit.
New York jeans.
Wait, you said X and Y? Come on.
No, like I think I can solve it, but I think it's gonna take me so long because like I was like thinking on the subway as the kid was doing it on his iPad,
No,
That's
things are
okay.
different.
and I was like,
That's fair. I don't know math anymore.
how do you solve for X and Y?
X
at the
equals
same
Y.
time. So anyway, sorry. And what about you, Adrian?
I still consider home as Shanghai just because that's where I spent like my childhood. So kind of same as Megan. But I think I'm different from you, where I don't see I feel like I'm visiting America almost.
Oh, really?
Because I literally told Rebecca, I was like, hey, I kind of have the itch to move because I'm also coming upon, this is my 4th year now in New York. And I'm like, if you're also down to like move, like whether it's like not necessarily leave America, but at least leave New York.
Oh,
or
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
or even like full send internationally. Because I was like, low key,
Whoa.
what if I lived in like Europe for like a couple of years too? Because
That'd be fun.
you can always come back.
That would be
That's
so
true.
fun.
That's true.
Yeah, because I don't know, it does feel like the expat itch almost to like just want to move again.
Oh, you have hit that expat mark.
Oh.
I was gonna say that is Rebecca down
Yeah,
to move?
no, yeah.
She has the itch as well.
She is open to leaving America.
Whoa, really?
That's big.
To Europe? Or
I
like
mean,
anywhere?
Like,
Hey.
like what kind of Europe? Like
The way
English
that-
speaking one or
Low key, I was like,
Espanol.
Espanol
Portugal.
is crazy. Low key, I was like England, but that's low key too much like America. So I was like, what if we went to like Paris? Like
oh, that would be. So, can we visit?
just for a year, you know? It's not something permanent. Wait, okay, high key, I want to go back to Shanghai for a year.
Wait.
don't.
Really?
Yeah,
Why not?
it's like too much like documentation I need to get.
Okay. Hypothetically, documentation does not exist. In this world, Xi Jinping and Donald Trump are best friends.
They were best friends.
They were besties. Now it's a little touchy.
Not anymore. Not with the 108% tariffs. I saw this meme of this panda crying. It was crazy.
I saw so many
And it
memes
was
about
on
that.
social. It was crazy. Anyways, I was gonna say like I don't think China or Shanghai's on the top of my list.
Interesting.
Like I would rather move to Singapore or
Singapore?
I had almost had a short stint there because I was almost gonna get expatted there as well.
Ooh, that'd be cool,
Yeah, I
actually.
went to do all the international school interviews as well, like SAS, CIS.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but then it fell through because of office politics.
Oh, I see.
And that's when my dad officially left Exxon. Fun fact.
Oh, slay.
Slay, no more big oil.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
start.
Oh,
Overall, I'm very grateful I had this international experience because I think it gives you a little bit more open-mindedness. Like I
for
think
sure.
you know, so like not to be tooting my own horn, but I feel like I have a little bit more like
Perspective.
insight and perspective into life than like a lot of my peers who like grew up in like one city and it's very siloed or like in a bubbled community.
Yeah.
But that isn't to say that I'm not sheltered as well. Like I think people who go to international schools are all like middle or upper middle class.
Yeah.
So like
Very
I don't think I've had
privileged.
that
Yeah.
exposure to like a lot of people who like, oh, like we're living by paycheck by paycheck. Like their families are like that. So I would say like that is the aspect I think I'm missing out with growing up in my position.
Wait, so to pigeonhole, to piggyback off of that, what are some?
What are you trying to
Pigeonhole it
to
too.
pigeonhole ourselves, what are like, I guess, the drawbacks or negative things you see about being like international students? Or maybe negative is the wrong word to use.
Yeah.
Maybe like, what are some things? I don't know.
It's like, yeah, no, I can see that.
I have one in mind.
Oh, you say it first. I need
This
to
is my
brainstorm.
sister's experience, but like obviously my parents are not upper. I mean, I don't think we're like. Okay, let's say like we're middle class, but
Sure.
we have a lot of classmates who are wearing like Chanel bags to school, and like obviously my parents are not gonna give 16-year-old Jochi a Chanel bag or a 12-year-old whatever year old
Dox your
Jolyn.
sister.
Like realistically, like when you
Yeah,
give
yeah, yeah. No, I know.
yeah,
I know,
name
I know,
dropping
I
my
know,
sister.
I know.
Shout out to the best pediatric dentist I know.
Wow.
But like, so then like I think there was a lot of like you feel like you're not enough or you can't compare. You compare yourself with your friends and you're
Yeah.
like I think that's a hard aspect of being an international school when you see like all your peers being so rich.
It's truly like any kind of person from any part of the world that like comes to international school, right?
Yeah.
Like as long the criteria is you're not like local, or sometimes they even do accept like local people, but then you could just be anyone from any like background.
Yeah, I knew
almost.
someone with like a passport from Burkina Faso.
I don't know what that means.
That's a country in Africa.
Oh, that's insane.
That's how they got in, and they paid a lot of money.
Oh, were they like Chinese?
Yeah.
I know like there was a thing going on where people would like birth their kids in like Mongolia or something.
Mongolia.
Wait, is it Mongolia? Oh no, Russia. Sorry, Russia. They,
I was like,
they were
wouldn't
like,
that
is that part of China?
No.
Not technically, right?
Never mind. They would birth their kid in Russia and then bring them back like the next day. So they would have the Russian citizenship and then like come back.
People, these parents are like so dedicated to getting
Yeah.
their school kids
I know.
into international school.
For real.
But
That's
like
kind of wild.
it is like the epitome, like that American dream, right? Like that American education. Like if you come back with like an American degree, it's like, oh, more people will want to hire you because you have a degree from America.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all that jazz. What about you, Megan? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know if there's like drawbacks per se. I just feel like because I actually went to a public school in Hong Kong all the way up till like I was like 14ish.
That's a whole other experience.
Yeah, that's a whole other experience.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like
public
actual
local
OG.
school. Yeah, in Hong Kong. Well, I did go to private school for elementary, but it kind of felt like public. It was like a Chinese speaking school, and then went to private international after that, which is like a whole different. It was crazy because when I switched, I I didn't realize the classism was so real in Hong Kong, but you really saw the wealth gap there. Okay, because I used to do home visits with like my friends and stuff in local school, and it was like a whole different experience compared to international school. Like my friends would own yachts and stuff, and I was like, yo, what the fuck's going on?
The yachts were
The
crazy.
yachts were crazy. Okay, but shout out to the people with yachts because
I want
had
to
a
go on
great
a
time.
yacht so bad.
I know. Hey, who has a yacht here? Because I don't got that. But yeah, because of that, I think it did give me a lot more open-mindedness and insight into how people are living and stuff. But I think because I also went to international school, it does make my experience a little different because I didn't take all of the public, the college entrance exams that we have to take.
Yeah.
Or for like. For Hong Kong, we have this thing called like DSE.
Yes.
It's like Gaokao in like
Fuck, Gaokao crazy.
Yeah,
Like
in
Jita
China.
in Taiwan, but
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
they changed it. I don't know what it's called. I
It's
just
called
remember
the
the old name.
SAT.
Wait, actually,
No, I'm kidding.
bro.
The way we both looked at him like he needs to shut up.
Please. Oh my god. Okay, I
This
thought
is
it
man
was
spewing.
yeah, for real.
Did you say you're mewing?
No. Hey, we can mute now. Never saw.
Mew count 1. 3.
Cow.
It goes by multiples of 3. Anyways, yeah, you're.
But yeah, I think because of that, I think I didn't relate to my local friends as much anymore. So because of that, I inevitably like strayed a little bit with like I think I'm still really close friends with them, but I can't relate to them as much anymore because they were all struggling. They were like they all had a common goal to get to when they get to university. They want to like have like a good score and stuff. Hey, not saying that I want to take that test because thank God I got out of it because that test is insane. But I think it was what bonded them, and I was kind of like an outsider in that case. Because
That experience is actually so traumatizing. Like I've heard stories about it. It's
Yeah.
actually insane.
It's insane. I don't ever see my friends when they were like studying. I think I didn't see them for like 6 months because they were just like grinding away. Yeah, and I was dating someone like that also went to local school at the time. I didn't like see him for like months.
Oh my
and
God.
then
It wasn't a long distance
it was just a long distance relationship. And I was just like, damn, I can't even like argue with him because I don't want to affect his like results and stuff.
Aw.
Yeah,
Very
but
thoughtful.
Did he make it?
no, I'm pretty sure I did argue with him though.
Oh,
So shout out. I hope you're doing well. Anyways, but yeah, so that's one of the things. But I think it's also very like it's definitely a place of privilege that I don't have to take that test. I think because a lot of people would pay to get out of it, and because I was like in a privileged family, like I could get out of it and have the opportunity to go abroad, which is like super rare. So
Yeah.
shout out to my parents.
No. Okay, my thing, I don't know if you guys relate to this. I feel like I have not an inability, but I think it takes longer for me to form very, very close friendships. Because I feel like all my friends, not that I feel like my friends are going to leave, but that's just been my life the last like 26 years now.
Because you kept moving.
Well, it's not even like, well, even though I spent like 18 years of my life in China, like even within international schools, like your friends are there for like 2-3 years if you're lucky. Like rarely do you go through elementary to high school together. So even if I was there the whole time, like I had so many like different pods of friends, like different eras of myself.
Yeah.
And then it's like to Purdue, like for 4 years. Now and then I went to grad school. And all my grad schools went home, and then I met you guys. So it's like not that I can't develop like close friends, but I just feels like if you ask me right now who like my best friend is, like I can't say I have one. I think I have a lot of close friends, but I would never single someone out as like my best friend. And then like I feel like if you ask someone who like, or even like this conversation I had with Rebecca before, and my Purdue friends who like grew up in Indiana, like they've known each other since birth. They're like each other's like best friends and whatnot. And I don't know. To that point, I'm like, what would that be like? But I also. Yeah, that's like all I've known, you know.
Yeah.
I think I shared that sentiment growing up, like high school, but in college I found my best friend. And I think it takes so much intentionality because of the distance. Like Sarah, my best friend, shout out to her. Oh my God, another shout out.
Wait, my college best friend's also Sarah.
Oh my God.
Is she cheating on you?
She can't. She lives at home.
Crazy.
But like it takes so much intentionality and trust in your relationship with her. And like I think that's like I truly learned like long-term friendship from her, because before that I think I have the same mindset as you.
Yeah.
But like with Sarah, I learned how important it is to maintain a friendship, send memes, call, like do all of that just to stay close. And like if you ask me like who will be my bridesmaid, like that's the first person I'll name drop. And it's been we're roommates from freshman year of college, and we are friends still, so it's been like 6 years.
Oh.
Wait,
So, yeah.
Jolyn, we're actually the same person because I'm the maid of honor for my college friends.
Is she getting married?
She is getting married.
I want to go to a wedding so bad.
She's not gonna take you. The fuck.
No, of course she's not gonna take
You want to
me.
be my plus
Joel
one?
asking for
You want to be my plus
I
one?
just want to let y'all know I want to go to a wedding, so someone needs to get married soon.
Okay, sounds
but
good.
yeah, no, I don't think I'll be maid of. I think I might make it to maid of honor because she has 2 brothers. But my maid of honor has to be my sister.
Would you be offended if
that makes
you're?
sense.
Would you be offended if you're a best man?
If what?
If I'm a best man,
Yeah.
If Jolyn was the best
if I'm a man,
No, wait, no. You'd be mad if you were a man. Would you?
I don't think I would enjoy being a man.
Fair enough.
I just love like fashion. Not that
You?
men can't.
Oh wow.
Like I just enjoy like watching pretty girls on wearing pretty clothes on like red nose clothes, and I like love like how girls talk about like matcha lattes and gossip. Like,
Yeah,
I
the gossip.
I love that culture
Yeah.
so much that I don't think I can give it up. I'm
enough.
not saying
I don't
that
wanna be
men
a
can't
man.
experience it, but like
Fair
I don't think
enough.
men experience it the way I experience it as a woman.
Girlhood is real.
Girlhood is real.
And
And I
we're
need
talking
that.
about girlhood now. No, I'm joking.
Pivot.
All right, we have 10 minutes left, so we're gonna open up the
We're
space.
gonna make it. Personally, Jolin's
we're
gonna be 5.
Close this shit so fast. Do you guys want to say anything else about being international students? And
I think one last thing. I have a question for y'all. Would y'all want your kids to be?
yes,
Ooh, good question.
Yes.
I want them to grow up internationally till high school, and then I'll bring it back to the States.
So that you want to build a Jolin.
Not 10th grade. I think would freshman year be more traumatizing or 10th grade? Freshman year is like low key a lot. I don't know.
I don't
or
know.
maybe middle school.
Wait,
come
like you
back.
would make them grow up in a different place?
Like in
I
Asia.
just think like there's so much value in just like being like interacting with different cultures, people,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
mindsets and all that stuff. Like I think that 18 years of like living abroad, you cannot replicate that like with
Yeah.
anything else.
True.
Like no amount of like listening to podcasts or like you just have to be there and experience it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's so valuable for kids to have. So
You want your kids to be me so bad.
I bring them back in middle school. 10th grade is a little crazy.
Yeah, my parents were ambitious with that. Would you raise your kids internationally, Megan?
I
Would you want
don't
to?
know. I guess it is a possibility, but I feel like in my head, moving is so difficult. Well, I'm not expat kid, but I'm also just like, like your jobs have to align, like everything, and it's hard to just like go abroad.
Wait, but what if you're an
In the ideal
expat? They
world,
take
yeah.
care of
Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah.
for you if you're an expat.
If I was an
Like
expat,
visa, they even pay for your relocation.
How about you're
And
just
they
so
pay for
rich,
tuition
you can
sometimes.
travel.
They did pay for my tuition.
Bro,
So-
expat is actually crazy.
Shout out ExxonMobil.
yeah, shout out to the expats or whoever sponsors the expats.
Thank you for paying for Concordia. Well, not Concordia, SCIS. Concordia was a
Wait.
different company. I forgot what it's called.
In that case, yeah, like I'd totally be down to like move somewhere else and like raise my kids somewhere else. I mean, I don't know where. I don't know if I would raise them in Hong Kong per se, but yeah, I don't really want them to live in the States and grow up in a suburb and stuff. I don't know, because I feel like that's just like I've never experienced that maybe, so I don't know
I
what that
feel
would
like,
be like.
now that I'm older, I feel like if you are a parent and you have the means to do so, I think the barrier
should.
for that is so much lower than like when we're adults
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
we want to live abroad. Like that experience, I think is a little different.
Honestly, I don't think I can do it again. I don't think the
Really,
dog in me could do
Jolene?
it again. I'm so tired of moving.
That's fair.
I've moved like
Bro,
6+ times.
If we had more time, I wanted to talk about like settling down, but
That will be next week. Thank you.
more international podcasts.
But
But
yeah, you could bring us back.
we'll see.
We're not that
maybe
busy.
just Megan.
What?
Bring her
Okay, I'm
back.
leaving.
No, come back.
Just
Bye.
me?
All right. So
One-on-one.
wait, I want to say one last thing. I feel like a misconception is that like all international students are like rich and like privileged.
Should we
and
talk about my salary?
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
be
low.
making 5 figures
at the CEO?
I
post grad. We're
but I
okay.
think like on that spectrum of like international students, there's also the other side who like are in America to like find a better life for like their family back home.
Yeah.
So it's not all like Chanel bags and stuff. There's also the group that's like just
Yeah.
trying to get a degree too and like bring that back to the
Yeah.
States. Like
Yup.
like chasing that American dream, and a
Yeah,
lot of
literally.
parents truly sacrifice everything they
Yeah.
have, and I
True.
think that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I had like if I was in their shoe, I don't know if I would have had that courage. So applaud
Yeah.
to all the Asian parents who are sacrificed everything to bring their children here.
I think
Yeah,
it's just like
facts.
so harming and like so sad for like international students who come over and that's just like their stereotype.
Yeah.
And then like like it's so hard for them to live up to it, you know?
Yeah.
Or they shouldn't be, you know? But that's just like our American culture right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very. What's that word?
I don't know.
Consumerism.
Sure.
There was another word. Capitalist.
Communist. What?
Imagine we end the podcast with the word communism.
And then we're all arrested tomorrow.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
good. And I loved my experience. I would not change a thing. And
Yeah, you don't want to do it again. Apparently something
I,
was bad.
I think it's
Moving
just
is
really
tough,
exhausting.
Yeah. I actually, yeah. Now that I
okay,
think
what
about
about
it.
like money aside, exhaustion aside? You would do it.
Exhaustion
You would run it
aside?
back.
What do you mean exhaustion aside though? That's just a part of me.
I think in
Hypothetical
maybe like I would like put my kid through like international school, but I wouldn't move them every 3 years. I would want them to go through
Okay,
like
so
I
K
would
yeah,
send
through
them on like a
6.
trip, you know, like I would send them on a trip for 2 years and then like make them come back.
You're gonna like
Yeah.
preemptively empty nest yourself.
Yeah,
And Megan's like, oh yeah, like I'm like
you
Megan,
can go
where are
to
your
boarding
children?
school. Yeah.
Wow.
Megan's like, they might be in Asia.
They could be in Australia. I don't know.
funny.
Australia would be
Boarding school.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
fine.
I could see that as like the elite of the elite like schooling program. Like every year go to a new country
yeah.
for private school.
That would be
Wow, that'd be insane. That's a
insanely
lot of money.
expensive.
No, but it's an actual just like program for the like rich people.
Should we start a
Semester at
business?
sea.
Do we? Wow, we're starting a
Actually,
business.
I don't think I have
Yeah.
the business acumen to start a business.
I do, don't
think
worry.
about that
Oh,
sometimes.
we're good. We're good. But we have 2 HR people.
TT.
Okay.
TT.
Thank you guys for
I wasn't sure if my
I'm
mic was
gonna keep that in. Thank you guys for listening. This was a very fun podcast. That went by really fast, guys.
Yeah, it was fast.
We're
I feel like
yappers.
once you get in the groove, it just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, Loki might pay for the paid version and get unlimited. But thank you guys for coming. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode and learn more about kind of our lives and, if anything, like perspective about the world. If you guys feel targeted or hurt or we said something wrong, don't come at us. This is just our opinion.
I'm so
And-
sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I mean, hey, truly, this is just our like reality, right? And like
Yeah.
we've met people in our reality who are complete assholes, but like I feel like we acknowledge the position that we're in, right?
Agreed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Content will still be coming out. Sarah's working behind the scenes. I will be hosting for a bit. That'll be fun. And yeah, look forward to the rest of this month, guys. And with that, TTYL.
TTY.
TTY.
Bro,
God
we
damn
got
it, guys.
baited.
It's okay.